I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Now, if you know, that's from Frank Herbert's Dune, The Litany Against Fear. I'm going to tell you a little secret. When I first read the books, I actually wrote The Litany Against Fear down, and I would put it in a place that whenever I felt fear or anxiety, I would actually just read it to myself. Fear, anxiety is one of those things that we always have to deal with as chosen ones, as positive individuals. Fear and anxiety sometimes is the mind killer. Does this not resonate with you? When you're in deep fear, your mind just stops. You're just not thinking straight, because you're so focused on the fear. But we always have a choice to let the fear pass over us and through us. And that is why we are talking about Dune today. Yes, I'm continuing to geek out. Now, this was actually Wellness Wednesday, and of course, today is Thursday. But I was making choices about the trajectory of the Church of Real Talk, making choices about what we do here on YouTube and other social networks. And I think I made some great choices. And towards the end of this offering, we're going to discuss those choices. And of course, I want your feedback. Dune. Wow. I'm talking about the 1980s movie, the one with Sting. Okay. And just like in The Matrix, I saw the underlying message of embracing and facing truth. Dune actually adheres to the principle of choices. There are so many characters making so many choices, and some of them understand the far-reaching effects of the choices, and some of them don't. Some of them are just going along with the society as it is. But once again, need to introduce myself, need to show that I'm grateful that you're here, and actually identify the channel. So let's get started with that. I am Minister Robinson. You're right here at Church of Real Talk. And as always, so excited that you are here. And with that being said, I think we should jump right in to Frank Herbert's Dune. So let's get started nowish. All right, Dune. I get to geek out. I really get to geek out. I love the books. When I first read the books, I fell in love with them because I saw so many truths, so many realities that I still carry with me to this day. I love the book so much that I kind of researched Frank Herbert, and come to find out that when he was trying to get the first book published, he ran into roadblocks. Nobody really wanted to pick it up. A lot of people thought it was too cerebral. A lot of people thought that, hey, it kind of makes no sense. And during that time period, I don't know if sci-fi was really that hot, in the public eye. And what he did was he submitted it to sci-fi magazines in bits and pieces, and it took off from there. And I'm glad that it did. I'm really glad that it did. And through the years, there have been specials, there have been series, there have been mini-series, video games, movies, the one that we're talking about right now from the 80s, the current crop of movies. And the reason being is because I think all people are beginning to see the importance of choice. Through the years, they've started to grasp that concept of choice. Now, all of the characters that you're going to meet in this movie, including your boy Sting, that actually played his role pretty good. All the characters that you're going to meet in this movie, you'll notice this common thread. They all have choices. Some of these people understand the far-reaching effects of their choices. In fact, the Bene Gesserit actually planned out their choices to go throughout the ages, to create what they call the Kwisatz Haderach. I find it strange that we, as chosen ones, really do not understand or embrace the concept of our choices. Some of you do, some of you don't. Okay? Choices are actually the fuel that takes on cause and effect. And cause and effect can be so far-reaching that it just boggles the imagination. Again, if we look at that experiment, if a butterfly flaps its wings in, let's just say Brazil, okay, it's just flapping its wings, does that create an effect that could actually create a hurricane in another part of the world? You know, this is like a mind question that we all deal with. But that mind question actually highlights choices. Cause and effect, when you bring it down to our existence here, is based on our choices. We drive everything forward, and it is so minimal as when you decide to cross the street. Let me just, and this is going to resonate with you. When you decide to cross the street, when you decide to step off of the sidewalk and begin to cross the street, somebody could be speeding towards the red light and decide to hit their brakes or decide to swerve around you. Somebody could be thinking of something deep in thought, not noticing that the light has changed, and they're just worried about their thoughts, and then they see you crossing in front of their car. And that causes another chain of thoughts. We control and push this reality forward. Paul Atreides had to learn this. He had to learn this. He, like you, knew that he was destined for something greater. He was told while he was still on Caladan, before he came to the planet that we know as Arrakis, aka Dune, okay, he had a conversation with his father, and this has always resonated with me. He asked his father, basically, why do we have to go? Because they knew and understood, once again, choices. They knew and understood that there was a plot against them. Okay, I've never really gotten into Game of Thrones, but from what I understand of it, it's kind of like Dune. They knew that there were plots against them. And Paul asked his father, Duke Leto, he says, why do we have to go? Because the planet that they live in is lush, it's beautiful, it has water, it has all the things that Dune or Arrakis doesn't have. And his father basically says to him, a man must experience new things to grow. As chosen ones, we have to choose to embrace new experiences. I made a whole video on this. Try something new. We have to choose to escape from the thing that we find to be comfortable. It is hard, just like Paul and Duke Leto and the lady Jessica had to learn. It's hard because you know that there's something afoot, something that has the potential to destroy you. But that's why I started this episode with the Litany against fear. Now, I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. The Duke actually dies. He gets killed. But it's due to a plan, a choice by their family physician. It's due to a choice. See, he had something else going on with the Baron Harkonnen, okay? And I'm not here to break down the complete movie. Just go ahead and watch it, or at the bare minimum, get the books. He had something against the Baron Harkonnen, okay? And he figured that if he did what he made the choice to betray the house, Judas. But he knew that by betraying the house, it would get him close enough where he could unleash his secondary plan, which is to kill off the Baron. A lot of violence here. There definitely is a lot of violence here. But if you look past the violence, and I should have said unalive because now this is probably going to get flagged on YouTube, but we're talking about a story here. A story that resonates with those that are chosen. See, when you know and understand the path, you got a choice. You have a choice. You can embrace the path, or you can try to take as many paths on the side roads and give yourself excuses as, oh, I'll just get there quicker if I take this way instead of this way. Even though your higher power and or the universe is saying, this is the path that I need you to take. The reason being that we are given a path and we need to adhere to that path because we don't know and understand who we are going to meet along the way, as Paul Atreides, as he found out. All of his training, people made choices around him. They gave him training. They taught him techniques and things that he didn't know that were really not needed for him to take up the throne from his father. But all of these people thought that these traits were necessary. And this is what our higher power and or the universe does. If we adhere to the path, no matter how fearful that we are of the path, there are things along the way that are put there to help us. Now, if you decide to do it your way and you make a different choice, you might not run into that person that has the capability or the ability to help you. To help you become stronger and more resilient. As we found out, Paul became stronger and more resilient. If he would have decided, and I'm quite sure maybe at some point he could have decided that, hey, listen, I'm not going. I'm staying right here on Caladan. I'm going to run Caladan. Don't worry about it. Y'all go do what y'all need to do. He would not have been able to not only embrace but find his greatness, his greater purpose. Doesn't that make sense to you? Doesn't that resonate with you? There are so many things there that we can look at in this movie, in this series of books. The spice melange, the thing that basically holds the whole universe together. It is the basis for all of this intrigue. The spice only comes from one place, Arrakis. It is created by this thing, this creature that lives there, the sandworms. And what they do is they produce this spice. Now, this spice has great powers. It can awaken capabilities within individuals. Some use it to enhance their powers to be human computers. Because there's this whole thing with the obliteration jihad where basically, I'm just going to say that this is a spoiler alert that AI actually took over the world. So there was this great battle to get rid of all thinking machines. It's in the book, the obliteration jihad. Okay, so human beings, as resilient as we are, we found ways that we could become human computers, and we actually did this through the use of spice, the spice melange. We travel throughout the universe by folding space. Another spoiler alert that's about to happen. And certain individuals use the spice to allow them to fold space. Basically to travel instantaneously from point A to point B. There are powers, dark powers, evil powers in this whole landscape that is the movie Dune. You have the Bene Gesserit. They manipulate and use religion to control the masses. Church of Real Talk is not a religion. It's a way of life. It is a way of life. I can't say this enough. We're non-denominational. If what you believe in keeps you a positive person, I love it. I love the fact that you practice it. But religion through the years has been used to control those that have no sense of their purpose. This is the reason why we are going through spiritual warfare now. This is the reason why spiritual warfare was played out in Dune. The importance of embracing your purpose, the importance of embracing your path, the purpose of making these choices, these positive choices, is all laid out in this movie. Don't do the 3 hour and 20-minute version. Just go ahead and take I think it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. You've got to be a big fan to sit through this story, putting stuff on the screen thing to actually enjoy it, but you'll still walk away with truth. You know, the Baron Harkonnen, the Emperor, Shaddam IV, the Bene Gesserit, they all had far-reaching plans, and their plans were based on choices. Usually their choices were based on their need for self-gratification. Okay, the creation of the Kwisatz Haderach, the being able to hold more control within the known universe, that was done by, you know, the Emperor. Then you have, you know, the Baron Harkonnen, who is just as you look at him in all of the books, movies, series, TV shows, games, whatever, as you look at him, he is your base demon. He is your base demon, just unaliving people for his own needs, just for more power. One of the things that I often say is people with money and power, and this is going to resonate with you, they never want to relinquish it. They always want more of it. And this is how we get to the point where we are doing nothing but actually satisfying the needs of those that vibrate lower. Paul Atreides understood. He was here. Once again, we look at choices. We look at someone that did not, again, Moses, Exodus, did not want to accept his destiny, but he had to make a choice. He had to make a conscious choice that this was the only path. As we get more into the book, we find that he oftentimes wants to deny the fact that his path has been laid out before him. But no matter which way he looks, he finds himself back on that path. So he has to make the choice to relinquish. Does this resonate with you? Let go and let God. This is what Paul Atreides had to do. He had to let go and let God. He went through many of the same things that we go through. If you watch the movie, he went through some of the many things that we go through as chosen ones. He went through his isolation stage. He went through the stage where you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Okay? He went through the stage of, by ingesting the spice, the water of life, he went through the stage of having to accept who he truly was. We have so many choices in this life, down to what we're going to buy when we hit the grocery store. All of these choices, all of these thoughts, all of the things that we think upon, they change and shift this reality. That's why it's so important. This is why I always say we have to imbue everything that we do, every thought, every action, with a sense of positivity. I still have people that throw darts and act shady towards me for what I do. This is that stage of you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, where people feel that what I am doing is wrong. What I am doing goes against whatever's in their mind. Yet and still, even now with, you know, the Matrix and Dune, I'm utilizing things just to spark people's thoughts, to spark people's imaginations maybe, to spark people into accepting that they are chosen, to accepting that they have a purpose. I may be delusional, but I see nothing wrong with that, as should no one else. I had to come to grips with the choices that I have made, with I guess I can call it a movement of Church of Real Talk. I want to include so many people into this concept, this mindset of positivity, love, happiness, joy, and healing this realm. That's all I want to do. And I look at the people that have subscribed and I'm grateful. I am so very grateful that people have taken the time to say, I can ride with this message. Because just like Paul, it's showing me that I have the capability to make a long and lasting change. Not just in this realm, but in people's lives. And if I can wrap this around a bunch of movies and a bunch of TV shows just to make the understanding and the concepts easy to digest, then so be it. That's what I'm going to do. And I love it. I love it because I get to geek out. But what I want to do is I want to take a quick break. Okay. I want to discuss some of the things that myself, Amaris, and more importantly, the universe, we have come up with as far as the movement and trajectory of Church of Real Talk, and how you all play a very important and pivotal part in it. So, with that being said, I think we should just take like a little breakish, nowish. All right, let's go.
Welcome to Church of Real Talk, where love, faith, and spiritual growth converge to create a sanctuary for chosen ones and seekers alike. Our mission is clear: to empower and uplift individuals by fostering a community rooted in love, faith, and spiritual growth. At Church of Real Talk, we envision a world where wisdom is shared, divine paths are embraced, and healing begins. Join us on this journey of empowerment and transformation, where everyone is encouraged to explore their spirituality, overcome life's challenges, and contribute to a better world. Church of Real Talk, your sanctuary for love, faith, and spiritual growth. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and become part of our community today.
All right. So excited. You can probably tell I love talking about things like Dune and The Matrix and, 451 Fahrenheit. There are like so many works of art, so many classics, so many cult classics that actually speak to our journey as being chosen. And just to highlight that, I want to read this quote from Proverbs, the scripture rather. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." And we talked about this earlier. Sometimes divine guidance from our higher power of the universe will place us on a path. And it's like, hey, I need you to take this path. I need you to embrace it. And sometimes what we do is we make choices. Again, free will. Okay? And we soon find that maybe we shouldn't have made that choice. Maybe we should have adhered to the plan, or adhered, in this case, to the path. Sometimes things play out, I guess I can put it in the video game world, like platformers. So you're playing this platformer, and what you have to do is you have to get through different levels. That's what platformers are all about. You've got to get through different levels. And as you're journeying through this level, there could be arrows, little clues, breadcrumbs, all this stuff saying you need to take this path. You definitely need to go this way. But sometimes we, once again, make a choice. We say, hey, listen, I want to get through this game quickly. I'm going to bypass this and go this way. And then what happens is you get right in front of the boss character or the level end, and you can't finish it because you came off path and there was something there that you needed to get off of this level. Does this make sense? Does this resonate with you? So now you have to go all the way back to go get that item. So essentially you wasted time, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Sometimes our higher power, due to divine intervention, will point out a path to us. And with us having this whole free will thing, sometimes we decide to ignore it. But what usually happens is we get to the end of the path, the end of the trail, the place that we were put on, that we diverged and came off of. And then we find that, hey, it's just that much harder now because there's something missing. And then, of course, we take no responsibility and we blame our high power. Why'd you send me this way? You know, there was something that was needed here. No, you came off path. You bypassed that thing that was needed. That thing that was needed could have been another person. It could have been an individual that could have helped you on your journey, that could have given you a tool that was needed so that your journey would be easier. That was your choice. And we learned this in the movie that is Dune. People make wrong choices. Sometimes people make right choices. Those that make the right choices in Dune are rewarded. Paul was rewarded because he made the choice. He adhered to the path. He stayed on the path. The litany against fear. This is what I started with. Like I said, Paul soon finds out that the path is not really that easy. And you as chosen ones find that out each and every day. The path is not that easy. But I'm going to tell you something. And this is not me really geeking out, but it's like that saying that comes from Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. You have great power. That's why you're chosen. So you have a responsibility. You have a way of thinking that you have to think of the greater good. Another quote, and this one is from the Quran, chapter 13, verse 11. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of people until they change what is in themselves. This is a very valuable lesson that Paul had to learn. Nothing changed. Nothing really happened. You know, everybody's telling him, hey, listen, if you take this water of life, son, it's going to kill you. Many have tried, many have died. That's a scary thought. If I drink this, the universe, my higher power is telling me that I need to drink this to move forward. The bile of a worm, of a baby worm. So, you know, it's like a sandworm. So it's like, how would you deal with that choice? See, he doesn't know what's going to happen. Many have tried, many have died. Does that apply to Paul? Or did it apply to the rest of them? Paul had to have faith in his path. So he was presented with a choice. Not too much different than the red pill, blue pill choice. He was presented with a choice. So what he had to do was he had to decide, I'm going to drink this water of life because I have faith in the path that I have been placed upon. Doesn't this resonate with you? See, sometimes our choices can be uncomfortable. We just look forward, but we haven't made the choice yet, so how do you know how uncomfortable it will be? It might be very super feel good, warm, fuzzy all over the place, but you don't know. Again, we go back to the front of the ranch, the litany against fear. I would suggest you do like I do. Write it down on a piece of paper. You know what? I'm going to actually put it in the details. Copy, paste it, print it, keep it in your pocket, keep it in your wallet, keep it in your purse. You know, another quote that I want to read, and it comes from Buddha, is you are the master of your destiny. You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be. And that actually wasn't from Buddha, it was actually from Napoleon. I just like wrote it down and I was like, oh, that's a Buddha quote. Let me just go ahead and read it like it's a Buddha. No, it's from Napoleon. And what is Napoleon talking about? He's talking about your ability to choose your own destiny. Again, we have free will, but I am hoping that you will choose your destiny based on the directive, the divine intervention that is given to you by your higher power and or the universe. See, that's always important to me. That will always be important to me. This is how we move this whole movement forward. Now, what I want to talk about is the choices that I was forced to make, and I'm not going to say forced in a bad way, but I had to think about the growth, what we do here at Church of Real Talk. One of the things is I am on here constantly, and I want to bring more value. I want this to be something that is not only motivational, but inspirational. So I need to ramp up production value. I do. Because sometimes you can reach more people with a beautiful flower than you can with just a bunch of plain old leaves. So I want to spend more time creating an experience with these offerings. So what we're going to do is we're now going to take out the other two offerings, Monday and Friday, and we're just going to adhere to Wednesdays at 8 p.m. It gives me more time to make something that will be easier. Again, my purpose is to awaken. That is my purpose, to plant seeds in people's minds, to let them think, walk away, do what you're going to do, and then say, hey, that makes sense. Maybe I do have a purpose. Let me explore this further. So Wednesdays will be the day. I will jump on and do lives from time to time. I'm going to seriously suggest that you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Okay, I'm not going to adhere to a schedule with that. We are also working on the journey. We're trying to find guests that actually fit the narrative that is Church of Real Talk. A lot of people just want to talk about their business. A lot of people want to talk about things that are going on in their life. And I get that. I truly get that. However, this is a sanctuary for the chosen, and I want to give information that is going to resonate with those that are awakened and those that are awakening. So I'm a little picky Pete here. I really am. But if you're interested, email is right up there someplace. Go ahead and click the email. I'm going to actually reach out to others that actually speak to the concept of being chosen and see if we can combine forces to draw our family of chosen ones, because we're all family together, closer and tighter. I am going to be doing the live Sunday sermons on that TikTok platform. Again, link above. Go ahead and follow me. It's going to be subscription based, but go ahead and follow me. If you've enjoyed what we've done this far, please continue the journey with us. So follow the link, and that will be every Sunday at 9 a.m. I'm still keeping that time period. I need to go out there. I need to spend less time in front of the computer, less time in front of editing programs, and go out there and connect, follow my path. This is what I am being guided to do. I need to interact with people that can assist with the journey. So with that being said, I need to pull back from my gift, my talent, and go out there and follow the path. Like I said, there's a tool that I need someplace out there, and if I stay in front of the computer, I'm not going to run into it. Okay, and then I got to repeat the whole level again. Boring. So with that being said, you'll see me out and about. You'll see me probably showing up at other people's events. You'll see me creating events of my own, okay, for our family. Another thing that we are doing is we are pushing the needle forward on, chosen ones. The book, the digital copy of the book that Amaris actually created, I'm going to check the time. I don't think I have time. Maybe I'll do a reading when I go live. But Chosen Ones Walk the Path with Amaris. It's actually in all platforms. You can get it from Amazon. You can get it from Barnes & Noble. I think you can actually get it at Walmart. In fact, I was actually doing some research on the book to see how it was doing. And there's actually someone on eBay that is actually buying copies of the books, marking it up and selling it on their eBay platform. And I'm not upset. I'm not upset, you know, because I get paid from the sale of the book. But at the same time, you know, just that someone else saw the inherent value in what Amaris gifted me with, I love it. You know, I love it, you know. Like I say, don't hate, participate. You know what I'm saying? But I want to earmark what we raised to get this physical location and get our licensing, the 5031C and all that stuff. I want to earmark that so I know exactly where it's coming from. And I think I'm going to need it, you know, when I submit the paperwork. If you can go to the Church of Real Talk digital shop and get your digital copy, it's 50% off right now. You know, you don't have to go see that guy on eBay. But no, it's 50% off right now. But again, you know, anything that you get from the shop that resonates with you, it leaves me the ability that when I turn in paperwork saying, yes, this is what we raised for the church. I'm going to be adding more stuff. Again, the reason why I need to free up time, because I'm like 1/4 into creating a course on creating smashing goals. So, you know, there's just so much going on. And like I said, it was a hard choice. I actually love doing these. I really do. You know, I love doing these. I love that I have the capability to reach so many people. As always, you know, let's just talk about the bare minimums. If possible, if you haven't done so yet, you're just watching this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Okay, like I said, more of a cinematic experience moving forward. Okay, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. If something in this video resonated with you, hit that like button. It does something to YouTube. It makes it have a warm fuzzy. Another way you can give YouTube, the algorithm that is YouTube, a warm fuzzy is to leave a comment. Okay, I honestly, whether they leave comments on my videos or on my shorts, I try to get back to everybody as quickly as possible. So your comment does not go unanswered. Unless you're a troll, then I'll just like it. Because as a troll, you took time to, you utilize your time. So, hey, listen, you watch the video, you utilize the time, you want to be a troll. I'm not going to be dragged down into negativity, but I'm going to give you a thumbs up, you know, because it's your time. I think that's it. If you can get a hold of, you know, a copy of the 1984 cult classic that is Frank Herbert's Dune, seriously suggest that you watch it. Also, if you can get your hand on the books, go ahead and read them. You know, it goes even deeper. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, you will definitely love Frank Herbert's Dune. Okay. And, you know, read his son's books. I just can't get into them. I just really can't get into them. But with that being said, stay tuned. Like I said, go ahead and subscribe. You know, it just gets better. It just gets better constantly and constantly because I'm staying on the path, as you should stay on your path. Hey, with that being said, I am Minister Robinson, Church of Real Talk. And if nobody's told you till now, I'm going to tell you right now, love you guys.